Hey friends, Serge here with you guys. I hope you guys all had a great Thanksgiving celebration and a Thanksgiving week. I know that this year Thanksgiving may have looked a little bit different for all of us, but that's nothing new considering what the rest of the year has looked like. I'm really excited about just the devotional, just topic for this week, just circling around the topic of peace. And if anything, I know all of us have this in common, just being in pursuit of peace, regarding just all the different areas in our lives, but specifically just finding peace and in relationship with the Lord and Jesus Himself. And I think that's the one I want to emphasize on today because you know I know all of us, one of the greatest things that we have just in our nature and the way the Lord has created us is just the need for community and the need to be seen, understood, and to have a safe place. As children, we were always like, we had this thing. It was like, where is your safe place? And as adults, of course, there are certain friendships and certain people that regardless of the season of life you're in, you run towards them, you gravitate towards them because they are the people that you can just be yourself with. You can be understood, and they could be that just a place of peace and refuge for you. And what I found to be incredibly just not even just essential, but I couldn't go without it, I would say, is just the understanding that Jesus is that place of peace. There's a reason He's called the Prince of Peace. And there are so many promises in Scripture where He calls us and invites us into relationship with Him. But one of the ones that I've I think, for me, has really defined the character of Christ is in Matthew 11, verse 28. And it says, "Then Jesus said, 'Come to me, all of you who are weary and carry heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you. Let me teach you, because I am humble and gentle at heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy to bear, and the burden I give you is light.'" And just reading that, I think it breaks down so many lies that I think sometimes we have in regards to, who Jesus is and what He requires of us and what it is that we have to do to maybe attain His favor or to be in good standing with Him. It's really interesting because the invitation here sounds very opposite of all the religious things I've heard previously in my life. Jesus here presents Himself as literally the place of refuge and rest. He says, "Come to me and I will give you rest." And maybe that sounds good to you guys. I know it sounds good to me in this season. But I don't know. I feel like I just want to just draw our attention to that, what that means, especially His reference of yoke. Maybe that's just me, but for the longest time, I thought the yoke that He was talking about here was like the egg yolk. Don't mind me, but it took me a while to understand that's not the yoke He was referring to. As a matter of fact, the yoke Jesus is referring to is a work tool. It's what animals used to be, connected by, where two animals are connected by a wooden yoke to pull a weight behind them. And I love that Jesus is so intentional here to use that paraphrase, because He doesn't, here in this verse, He's not inviting us into a place of escape. He's not going, take a vacation with me, escape your reality, escape your kids, escape your work, escape your circumstances, and you will find rest in me. He's actually coming alongside us the same way that that man named Joseph came alongside Him carrying the cross to help him carry the cross to be crucified. He comes alongside us to carry the cross of our burdens. And that depiction of walking with the Lord, walking with God in the flesh as Jesus, and Him almost taking the heavier side of our burden, of our yoke, and going, if you work and walk with me and help me carry you through life, through the season, through the circumstance, you will find rest. He's inviting us to continue to work to continue to be ourselves, to continue to be in our circumstance, but to take the heavy burden of it upon himself. It's a friend who doesn't go, call me when things are great or call me when you need an escape, but it's a friend who comes alongside you in time of trouble and goes, let me help you walk through this. Let me help you carry this. And if anything, that is the definition of a best friend, at least in my book. And there's another translation of this that I just want to share with you guys that I think even unpacks it even more. It's the Message translation of the same verse, Matthew 11:28. Are you tired, worn out, burned out on religion? Come to me, get away with me, and you'll recover your life. I'll show you how to take a real rest. Walk with me and work with me. Watch how I do it. Learn the unforced rhythm of grace. I won't lay anything heavy or ill-fitting on you. Keep company with me and you'll learn to live freely and lightly. It's all about his company. It's our assurance that in relationship with Jesus, as we come to the Father, as we lay just every part of our heaviness, just our unfiltered thoughts, doubts, burdens to him, he picks them up and goes, let's carry this together. And he takes the heavier end of that yoke and continues to not just have us escape our reality, but continues to almost have us keep going, but also have us keep going with complete assurance and peace that he is right beside us. And I needed to hear that. And I hope that in this season, especially just as we enter into the holiday season with Christmas, maybe in the past years, that's been the most burdenous season for you. Maybe that's been a season where you have to face relationships, circumstances, things that may be unwanted. But I just pray that this year it's different. Just like the rest of the year has proven to be, that this year you're able to actually have the headspace to just sit down and go, what is it that I'm invited to share in with Jesus, to be able to give him the heavier end of the yoke, to walk through and just almost enjoy this beautiful season of what Christmas is about, which is honestly, it is about Jesus. It is about friendship. It is about relationship. And at the start of December right now, would that just be your encouragement that you don't have to walk at it alone and you always have a friend in Jesus at your side, literally through the grittiest situations that we can face. He's not the God of utopia or just the God of a vacation. He's the God of your current present, and he wants to walk with you, and he loves you so much. I hope this is encouraging to you, and I can't wait to see you this weekend.